Hi everybody, Jake Breen here with Team Utah Cribs at Berkshire Hathaway Utah Properties. Thanks for your interest in both of our lots on 7559 South and 7571 South Prospector Drive. To give you an idea of where these lots are, because we keep getting this question from people, I'm going to show you a satellite image map here and share with you from a bird's eye perspective. Right here on the map where you can see my cursor is the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon. And as we zoom in, Porcupine Grill and 7-Eleven are right here. If you travel south up Wasatch Boulevard, I'm going to keep zooming in, the lots are right here. This is Wasatch Boulevard. This is the intersection of Big Cottonwood Canyon. As you travel south up Wasatch Boulevard, you come to the very first East Street that you could turn left on, and that is Prospector Drive. And the land that we are selling is two different lots right here, if you can see where my cursor is. So those are the location of these two pieces of land, 7559 South and 7571 South. We've spent over a year doing all the paperwork necessary with Cottonwood Heights to get these lots to a stage where they are approved and buildable. If you don't understand what that means, then we've got some other YouTube videos you can watch that talk about the differences between approved and not approved land and improved and not improved land. These are approved to be buildable, and again, we spent about a year and about $50,000 to do the testing, earthquake studies, soil tests, topography testing, and all those things needed to get these lots buildable. If you buy them or buy one of them, you will be in charge of taking the next step, which is designing house plans if you don't want ours, getting a builder and going vertical from there. So yes, you will need to connect utilities and bring them in. We can talk about that in a second. We went over location. Let me now go over a little bit of data and history so you can understand the market as it pertains to lots. And I apologize if I talk fast. I'm just trying to get through a lot of info and not make this too long-winded for you. So I'm now going to share a screen and go over some data surrounding lots in Salt Lake County. As you can see, there are currently in Salt Lake, as of February 6, 2020, 213 total residential lots for sale. If we narrow those lots down to the east side of Salt Lake, there are 127 total lots for sale. I'm just going to briefly show you these lots. We're not going to go through all of them. They're sorted by price. The absolute cheapest lot for sale on the MLS right now is $179,900. That's it. So yes, when we get questions from consumers about if we're negotiable or why the price is $150, to be candid, it is a little bit frustrating because the pricing we're advertising is phenomenal and there is no catch. And we're not fools. We do this professionally for a living. And we know in that awesome location, if you just look around a little bit on whatever website you're using, you really can't find a buildable lot for under $350,000. In fact, in that immediate location, you're really staring down the barrel of 500 plus. So why are these such an amazing price? There is no catch, there's no hidden secrets, but yeah, they're sloped and will be challenging to build on, but that's what we specialize in. I'm now going to start taking you through the due diligence we've done, and we're happy to send all this to you in a digital file, but we want you to watch the video first so you understand what we're sending you. Every time we advertise these lots, we get hundreds of calls from consumers that are interested, but dirt's difficult to figure out, so people usually don't pull the trigger. So we're going to walk you through everything we've done. Let me share my screen again, and I will show you some of the analysis and why it takes us a year or more and a lot of money to get lots like this buildable. Here is a screenshot of the 65-page long geotechnical and engineering study that we had to do and pay for to submit to Cottonwood Heights to get these lots buildable. Again, we're happy to send this to you, but this goes over in detail soils testing, topography, earthquake fault lines, and all that jazz, and everything we had to go through to get these lots to a buildable stage. I'm now going to share with you a little information on utility connections. Here is the form we got from Cottonwood Heights that goes over the viability of public utilities being able to be brought to these lots. They are immediately in the street. It's not going to be a wild cost. And this is very similar to any other lot you would purchase. Utilities are close and can be brought in to the two different lots. Okay, I'm now going to share with you a variance we had to go through. For any of you who understand the variance process, it's very onerous. You have to go to a lot of meetings, and you have to get public and private approval to get variances. Why did we need one? These lots are sloped in a sense that we had to get what's called a setback variance so that we could bring the homes closer to the front of the lot where Prospector Drive is in order to get them buildable. Here is proof that we went through that process. And we were able to get a setback variance from what code says is 25 feet. You can see my cursor down to 15 feet so that you could build a reasonable home on these lots. Okay, the next thing I'm going to share with you is the buildable envelope on these lots so you can understand what could possibly be built here. Okay, here's the plat map that we have gotten approved. And as you can see, the buildable area is shaded in blue on lots 1 and 2. And you've got between a 2,000 and a 3,700 square foot buildable area on these two different lots. So yes, it's tight and a bit challenging, hence the price of $150,000, but by no means impossible. A 2,000 foot buildable envelope is still good enough to do a nice home. And if you drive by these lots, you can see they're very sloped as they travel east. But on Prospector Drive, the first 30 to 50 feet frontage of the lots are not sloped, and that's where you would be building a home. The next thing I want to show you is we bit the bullet and spent about another $30,000 in designing real custom plans for these lots that are not just made up renderings. They're real plans, architecturally approved, engineering sound, and sized correctly to be buildable on these lots, because we may keep them, and we've contemplated just building a spec or building our own rental and keeping it here. I'm going to quickly show you our real set of plans, and then of course, as I've mentioned, we're happy to send you a link so you can go through this paperwork yourself. Here is the buildable plans that we have got approved on lot 7559. And as you can see, this goes over the plat and the buildable envelope. Here's the exterior renderings. Here is the floor plan. Basement, upstairs, main. We did design it so that you could do a basement lockout mother-in-law apartment. The house would be built against the hill. So on the top level, you would walk out east against the hill. Anyways, you probably can't see these on your screen, but just to give you an idea, that is the actual plans of a real home that could be built on lot number 2. The last thing I'm going to show you is an actual rendering of those house plans. So here's a 3D color rendering we had done that is those house plans, and that is a real live look, not a fake made up rendering of what the home would look like. It's about 3,700 square feet. Again, you could do that mother-in-law lockout apartment in the basement here, and west facing with northwest view, walkout decks on both levels. Really cool house. Now, you could choose to either build with us. Our contractor company is breenhomes.com. I'll show you the website in a minute. And we have bid these plans, and we believe we could build that house at a minimum of about $475,000. And if you really wanted to upgrade it and do some cool things, you could go up to probably as high as $700 and do the mother-in-law lockout apartment and higher end finishes and make it really, really cool. You know, the sky's the limit on budget. If you really wanted to spend crazy money, you can do all accordion glass sliders, et cetera, et cetera. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to pull up our website and just give you an idea of build costs and real properties we've built with real numbers so you can understand build costs in this market. Here is our website in Breen Homes. Here's probably the most current job I can show you. This is a home that was just finished in late fall of 2019 that we built. That would be a very similar style to the homes we would build on Prospector. And this quality grade of construction was about $200 a square foot. So if we were to build this style of house on that Prospector lot with the plans I just showed you, it would cost high 600s to about 700,000 to construct this house. But that's a high-end property. Yes, you could do it cheaper if you want. We've been known and built a reputation on giving people real numbers, not try to entice you by saying a low number. And that's a real house that we just built 4 months ago, finished for a client. And that's a real cost for you. Okay, so what's the catch? How does this work? What other questions do people have? I filmed this video because we find ourselves constantly repeating the same things to people. And the pricing on these lots is amazing. However, we are not willing to carry your construction costs as a consumer. What does that mean? We're not willing to do like what Ivory Homes does, where you just put down a deposit with us and then we hold the lot for you. And then we go through the approval process of building these plans or having you adjust our plans and then build the house. And when it's all said and done and ready, then you go get a loan and buy it from us. We are advertising these at a price where we're expecting a buyer to close extremely fast because we've done all the legwork. We're expecting either cash or you go get your own lot loan. After that, we're happy to discuss whether Breen Homes builds you what we already have designed, or you are free to go get your own builder, no strings attached, design your own plans and build whatever you want, okay? So that's why we're pricing them extremely competitively because, to be frank, we've got quite a few other projects on our plate, and we're going to see if these sell quickly. And if they do, great. If they don't, we'll probably just hold on to them, build our own homes there, and probably keep them and rent them out and do some sort of ski property rental there. So I hope that answers most of the questions you could have. If you've got further questions or you want to see actual PDF links of everything I just showed in this video, just shoot us an email. You can email myself, jakebreen@gmail.com, or petersmithutah@gmail.com, or spencer@utahcribs.com. And any one of us will get you a Google Drive link so you can go through all this documentation. Thanks for tuning in.